Mm. Live. Man, happy Tuesday to my people. It is your gracious host, King Crowder, checking back in with another edition of Live. Man, it's so good to get this weekend, man. Sorry, this weekend was crazy. This week has been amazing so far, but I had to make sure I check in with my people, making sure we check in, we chop talk, and we get to spend time with each other. It is our gracious host again, King Crowder, coming back in with another edition of Live. Today's topic again will be on many things, but the title of today's speech, Judgment. 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 Who thinks that you have the moral authority to judge somebody? Does one bad moment ruin who you are as a man or a woman? Does one shortcoming in your life influence who you are to everybody else? If in a one moment of your life where you made a bad decision, are you a bad decision maker? If the things that you will be judged by come at you fast when you publicly available, should you make better decisions and compromise? I don't know. I do believe that you are allowed to make mistakes. Yes, I am one of them people that do believe you are allowed to make mistakes. The reason why I feel like you're allowed to make mistakes because number one, we all do it. And number two, we learn that way. We learn from our mistakes, pride, and what everybody else wants to believe. Because very few people read. Let's keep it real. So unless you read, you study, you analyze the future or the past and what trends and things are going, very few people do that. Most people in this world we live in today are reactionary. We love to throw out those words. I'll paint a picture for you. I'm educated. I know what I like. When I make a mistake, I learn from it. Do I sound like a million people you know? Do I not sound like thousands upon thousands of people? Yes, I do. Because everybody say they learn from their mistakes. Everybody say they keep it real. Everybody say they honest. Everyone say they tell the truth. Everyone says they are a good friend. Everyone says they loyal, they honest, they ethical, they integrity. The whole nine. You know what everybody don't say? That their friends will say that for them. Everybody won't say, I bet you if I ask top 5 of your top friends or family that's around you, are you an ethical person? What will they say? In the man world, nobody listens to your words, bruh. Everybody follows your actions. I can tell a lot by a man by the other men that listen to him. Do you have leadership abilities in real time? Or do you just talk? Because there's so many people that think, I'm going to just talk and people going to follow. No, bruh. You got to be a leadership in your voice, your actions, your words, and your lifestyle. Because if not, you will be judged. And let me say something that everybody else needs to hear. Everybody judges you. You know, it's kind of taboo to say why you judging people. Everybody judges you. Few people admit it though. But everybody judge you, bro. We all judge you. I'm going to tell you how we judge. You ready? Do you respect my time? I judge people like that. If we make a plan or a moment to do something and I say we're going to do it this time and you don't respect that, that let me know that you don't respect other people's time. If I say that we make a vision of something that's about to go on and you don't uphold your part of the agreement, you only do a certain part of that, that let me know that your word ain't law. My word is law. When I say I'm going to do something, I make it my damn show to make sure it gets done. Because if you don't, who gonna take you serious? If don't nobody take you serious, the judgment and the character that will go against you will be the same. And the reason why that's important, man, is that I like Stephen A. Smith. I like him as a sports analyst. I think he's put a lot of brothers on. I think sometimes he could be in a little bit of a behavior that ain't really cool like that. But I think when Stephen A. Smith made a comment openly about Will Smith, I had to pause. I had to think. I had to reflect. I had to ask myself some questions. Does Stephen A. Smith even have the moral authority to question Will? We know what Will did, right? We know what Will happened with Chris Rock. Ain't no need to dive into it. But Stephen A. Smith, how can you talk bad about Will Smith, bro? When you talk bad about other brothers publicly. Will Smith has never attacked a black man with his words publicly. Will Smith had a situation with Chris Rock. That was their situation, right? But Will ain't never talked bad about black Americans publicly. Stephen A. Smith, you have talked bad about many brothers publicly, and when white guys have done the same thing, i.e. Aaron Rodgers, i.e. Dana White, you gave them a pass. How do you then have the moral authority to stand up and say anything knowing that you made those comments like that? So it was cool when they did it, but it was a problem when somebody else did it, right? Not saying that what Will did don't need to be discussed between them, but to hold that against him by saying his new movies, I can't look at him the same because that situation happened with him and another individual, is crazy. Side eye, that was real hating. Ain't nobody else want to say it, bro, but that was real life hating in real time. When you made that comment about that individual saying you don't respect these movies, you don't want to see it because the black community did. Man, look, you not black American, bro. You're not. You ain't got no clout shit to say what you think should happen. Because if you was, you would stand the same thing tall when it came to Dana White, baby. Come on, man. Don't tell me you stand with something, then when some real situation happens, you don't speak on it. You know the one thing about black people I notice the most, y'all? We're very concentrated people. We like authenticity. We like realness. We like awareness. We like social change. We like things that keep it real. And you keep it 65 sometimes, even 50. And that's okay. That's who you are. But then when a situation come around where you want to say it got to be 100, you can't be that gentleman that's speaking on a 100 situation. You got to keep it 65. You do. 65 has to be your lane through and through, and we can respect that. But when you try to be 100, when you be 65 most of the time, nobody listens to that. That point of view, that argument stains your legacy. And that's your legacy now. You got to own that. And that's okay. That's okay. I'm not somebody to say you got to be a different type of individual when knowing you a certain type of cat. That's who you are, bro. You ain't never been in the streets. You ain't never been around that type of energy. You don't have to emulate that. Be the best version of yourself that you can be. I'm not somebody out here that's going to be fighting, doing the dumb stuff out in public, but I still know what the street niggas feel like because I am one. It's in my family. It's in my blood. But I don't mean street nigga and what they mean out here that mean doing stuff bad to black people. I mean street nigga that are still at the streets in my heart. That's what I mean. And I'm consistent with my actions, my words, where I stand, what I speak on. It's consistently showing that. The biggest pushback you will have with any black people, y'all, is when you don't consistently have that energy. When you don't consistently have that energy, that thought process, that saying, it looks crazy to some people. It looks like you flip-flopping. And when most people think you're not being honest, that's when them words come at you. That's what it is. So a lot of people get it misconstrued, like, oh, they hating. Nah, they just pointing out what you ain't living in and rubbing us to. Because what you was saying you was doing, you in actuality, you ain't really doing it. So when you ain't doing it, that's when that pushback happens. You can't say the rules apply to these white dudes, and then when the brothers do the same thing, you don't have that same energy. Don't nobody respect that. Don't nobody like that, bro. And that's the problem that most people have. When they speak on that situation, you got to understand that's what they talking about. It's not I need, no, bro. That's it. You do not have the moral authority to speak on certain issues. That's it, bro. You've been 75. You got to remain 75. You can't be 100 on certain situations because you got to be 100 with the other people first. And when you 100 with them first, then it leaves the road where you can say something. Until you be 100, you can't speak on nobody else. And that's law. It's that simple. So if you ever wonder why, as a man, no matter where you are as a black person in society, if you've been a black dude raised around white people and you don't have the social currency, the etiquette, the understanding, the real life things that's going on, and when you make sideways comments and people say something, that's what they're speaking to. I don't know why most black people, it's hard that fact to understand. Some of us. But what I'm learning is that a lot of us are disconnected from that. And it's real. And it's sad. But I see brothers like that sometimes. You can't make bold statements coming from who you would choose to associate with. Because no matter where I'm at, I'm still going to be King Crowder 100%. I don't care who I'm around. You got to adjust to me. I ain't adjusting to you. I'm proud of the lineage. I'm proud of where I come from. I'm proud of what I speak on. I don't change that. Good, bad, indifferent, love it, dislike it, whatever. Stay the same. People love the same. Shout out to my pops, man. Always implementing consistency. You know, one thing else people like when you be the same about? Going to the sports section, right? The Caitlin Clark situation. I want to tell you one thing about this young lady. She can ball. She can hoop. She a dog in my opinion. I think she good, right? What people don't get it misconstrued with is that you got to understand, if the standard is upheld to certain women that they got to be this way and they are a superstar what they do, you can't then change that standard when it goes against what's the narrative you trying to paint. I had to learn from my lady, right? Caitlin Clark is a phenomenal basketball player. That's what men love about you. In the men world, we love that you're good at your craft, then you can do social media stuff. But until you get good at your craft, it don't really matter how good you are at the social media thing. Makes sense? So if you're good at what you do, then you can make a claim to be social media famous. In the women world, you could be both. You don't necessarily have to be elite all the time, but you got to have a mix of both combinations. So that's when women see the Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese thing, they're mixing these type of things. Men, we strictly talk about the work. You got to be great at your craft before you get the praise and accusation in the man world. So when men and women are having a discussion about this WNBA topic, we're speaking from two different lenses. And I had to check myself on that, like, dang, you know, it don't matter what you look like, what you do, how good you are at your craft and your principle, men gonna salute you if you put in that work in. We respect the work more than anything. Forget the imagery, with the pictures looking like. If you ain't putting in that work as a man, we don't respect it. We don't. Men view the work first, then everything else. Women, it's a combination. So when fellas are having a conversation about why she getting the praise, why she getting the accusation, we're looking at it through our lens, as she's a phenomenal basketball player, which she is. Women are looking for it as saying she has much more work to do on different fronts. So when fellas are having this conversation, you got to educate yourself with that in the back of your mind. You got to understand from their talking points, from their viewpoints is different. They're judged differently. They're viewed differently. They're looked upon differently. They're socialized differently. Women's standards are not men's standards. Once men understand how they grade themselves differently, then we can adjust to that. That's what it is. That's what it is. Phenomenal basketball player. Phenomenal talent. But off the court, the work needs to be done. And that's my final thoughts with that. Moving on to the next subject, man. If you in the city of Atlanta, if you in the state of Georgia, what WTF is going down in the legal community in Georgia? So let me get this straight. Let me see if I can find that article. Young Thug's lawyer is going to jail for contempt of court to show that he is down with his client, and they're going to give him 20 days? Hold on. A defense attorney is about to do 20 days? Am I hearing this right? How? So he's getting 20 days because he's contempting the court on a Young Thug verdict. While he's getting them 20 days adjudicated towards him, or thrown at him, sorry, another word, he's saying, put me next to my client. Listen, I don't know if he's doing it for clout, for headlines, but that attorney gonna earn so much money after this case. If he beats the RICO in Georgia, mark my word, prices are gonna triple. Prices gonna triple. Good, bad, or indifferent. I don't know what Thug paying this man. I don't know if he just genuinely believes Thug is innocent, but Young Thug's trial in the state of Georgia is showing the difference between a state and a federal RICO. And if you have not caught the behind-the-scenes legal battles in the state of Georgia, you got attorneys down there going to jail for PPP fraud. What? Atlanta, what's going on? You got people on trial, others off the trial that are in the legal system getting convicted for PPP fraud of a friend of a friend of a friend while you got a RICO charge pending? Bruh. Atlanta? Georgia? Y'all got some work to do. Bold prediction. Thug may beat this case. Thug may beat the state RICO. If Thug beat the state RICO, I hate to throw this out there, the federal RICO coming after. The legal system can't take that blow. The legal system cannot take that big of an L publicly without nobody saying nothing. But my opinion, the way this trial's going, the lack of witnesses, the lack of tampering evidence, the lack of the DA putting a hard button case. They always lost against Trump. Or depending on lost, my bad, Trump put that red flag, that tape over top of it. If Thug beats this case in Atlanta, which is looking that way, it's a monumental case. But I want to caution Thug and his people. If Thug beat this case, y'all, he definitely get hit with the Fed charges. They want him. I don't know how big of a gangster or man Thug is. I don't want to throw them words out there on him because I don't live in Atlanta. But they want him, bro. YFN, YSL, Young Slime Life, all that stuff is real. It's real. Hate or love it, that's the case we got right now. And my bold prediction again, I think Thug gonna beat the state RICO charges. Do I think the Fed gonna hit him right on the back? Yeah. But he gonna beat them for them state RICO charges. Read the evidence. The defense attorney going to jail. The judge putting them in there for contempt of court. The jurors are still in court hearing when they can't work or talk about the case filings. They don't get tired. Human fatigue. I wonder if people are even banking on that. This case has been almost a year, y'all. Think about this for a second. How are you going to remain jurors who have to work, feed, provide for them families, live, go home? How are they going to remain impartial? How? That's the next part of this case. Coming up next, man, didn't go into what happened this previous weekend all the way, y'all. If you didn't know, the King Crowder book will be loading promo videos after I get a chop. Big chop, big chop. I'm going to try to have some promos and everything dropping on it. We'll have some links. We'll have everything ready and prepared coming to you quick. I promise. Next thing. What was that, y'all? Our event that we had this weekend was actually pretty dope, man. We actually went to the Legacy Lounge in Houston, Texas. Cigar lounges, man, for a man's events is a vibe, fellas. It's amazing. One thing that we got to do is we got to have fun with each other, chop it up, talk family, love, money, talk real events, talk real talk. You know the one biggest thing I got from the event that was phenomenal that the other men mentioned? What are your skills? Every man has to have a skill if you're in the group. What are they? How do you add access or how do you show value to a group? How do you show what your legacy and what you're going to be about? On the next event, I'm going to make sure that I implement that heavy. Break it down. Talk about it. Implement what makes you valuable. As a man, you got to have value. You got to have skills. Breaking it down, showing it along with the connection piece is one of the big components that we're going to be adding. Did y'all hear the news? Dan Hurley turned down that contract for the Lakers. Cowboys, Lakers, sell a team. Sell a team. You got college coaches turning down NBA jobs now. Lord have mercy. Let me say it again. We got college coaches turning down NBA jobs now. Dan Hurley from UConn said, no, I'll stay in college. Lakers, y'all need to rebuild. You can't even get a coach to coach your team now. That legacy by saying we the Lakers is null and void. How it was 10 years ago is different. I don't know which direction they can go in, but I think after this year, they got to rebuild. Tear it down, go the process route, get you some young players with some young coaches in a young market, but you're not competing in the West for the finals no more. Dan Hurley said, I'd rather coach in Connecticut where it's cold and it ain't good. I'd rather coach up there than join the Los Angeles Lakers. If that ain't an eye-opening call, if that ain't a WTF moment, if that ain't a we got a problem, if that ain't a what we gonna do now, if that ain't one of them moments, I don't know what is. I don't know what is. Those are one of those moments, ladies and gentlemen, where you realize where you rank. Where you rank right now ain't good. That's the truth. What you're dealing with, what your current obstacles are not good. And the truth is, you got to learn how to deal with it. And what you learn how to deal with it, how you going to overcome it? I don't know. I don't know what the answer could be. I don't know what the long-term solution could be for the Lakers. But I think after this year, you give it one more good run, then you build, rebuild. You trade, you fire, you do whatever you got to do. But them moves you made, small bad ones, will come back to haunt you. All them coaches, all them firing, all them people that you said we don't need you, the ego, the swagger, the energy, the effort that you put in, they coming to reap what you sow now. That's it. On to my last note for this live on a Tuesday. We got the club going. No, man, club culture is trash now, y'all. Let me go into that right quick before I go into my last point. As you go out, man, you know the one, I'm a 2010s, baby, you could say, right? That was the peak in college going out. It's really crazy how the club culture is different, man. You know the one thing that's the biggest reason why it's bad, y'all? It's the sections. People don't go expecting to sweat and have a good time no more. You go and you want to sit down. Kind of interesting when you think about it. You go, you sit down, you eat. That's the purpose of going to the club, not to mingle, not to get on a dance floor, not to see what's going on, not to see the moves. Literally, that's the purpose now. I think some provisions could be made to make it outstanding. Sections around the corners only. Make the dance floor the focal point. DJ right near there. Make the sections inconvenience where you can't see what's going on. That's the way to change it. That's the only way. The music isn't horrible. The things are horrible, but you got to reconnect and rebuild those things if you want to grow more. That's the biggest thing I see. Because that's somebody that comes from a Travis Porter, that type of era a little bit where you had fun, you actually danced, and you got sweaty. It's really amazing how people don't like to do that no more. And I think this era has shown that people want that. But you kind of got to engineer it now. You got to. And the only way you can engineer it is by making it happen. That's the truth. My last point, NBA Finals, y'all. Man, I was rolling with the Mavs. I don't know. Luka Doncic is too good. Jaylen Brown been the best player this finals. Celtics need to understand Tatum not their best player. It's Jaylen Brown. Both ends of the court is Jaylen Brown. Tatum's flashy. Tatum's a better scorer. But he don't play as hard as Jaylen Brown. He ain't as good as Jaylen Brown. He ain't as good as leader as Jaylen Brown. He can score a little bit better. He can shoot a little bit better. That's it. Jaylen Brown's the dog. Jaylen Brown guarding Luka, strapping Luka up, giving Luka this work, strapping Luka, ripping Luka. Jaylen Brown better. I know we don't like to say it. I know it's uncomfortable to hear, but I watched the games. What I see, Jaylen Brown. That's what I see. And you can tell me it ain't that black and white. It ain't that system. Simple, King Crowder. You just saying that. No, I'm keeping it at 1,000. I watched the game. Luka even giving Jaylen Brown his credit. Luka saying that man a dog. Are we not watching the games? I'm watching the games. He picking up Luka 94 feet. Luka can't guard that man, but he can guard Luka. I ain't say shut him down. I said he can stay with him. He can back him down. He can dribble. He can hang with him. Those are facts. That's what I see, ladies and gentlemen. That's what I see. That's what I see. Now, I wanted to come in here, y'all, and chop it up because we missed our Sunday night edition all by me. Having too much fun living life a little bit. But I had to do a brief check-in with my people. We're live on a Tuesday. We got the club going on a Tuesday. But it was so awesome to check with my people. It's been a great week, man. Big Chop coming up tomorrow. Releasing photos, promo, other things I need my subscribers and people to do. When the book come out, off the crowd, I'm going to have an audio and physical copy. Be ready. I'm excited. I want to see it. I want to hear it. I'm glad it's written down. And I hope things that our parents never taught us is meaningful to you. I don't chase the money, y'all. I chase impact. I want to be impactful. Yes, I want to get money too, right? It's a part of it. But I genuinely want my work to help and have an impact on people. That's what I want. People ask me all the time, what's your dream? It's never to be rich. Yes, I want to be financially healthy. I want to be stable. But I never had a dream where I just want to be a billionaire or something like that. My dream was always have the impact of Chairman Fred, Nip, Malcolm X. The list goes on. I want my impact to outlast everything I do. I want the Crowder name to be impactful. I want our Crowder legacy to have some guarantees to it. That's what I want. I want whatever I do, I want to be successful at it, but I want the impact to supersede it all. So that's the important part of my book, y'all. Audio, $9.99. Physical copy will be $23.99. If you can't get the book, I get it. Show love in another way. Whatever you got to do to help your boy King Crowder show your love, whichever way you want to do it, I will appreciate it, man. The art will not keep stopping. The book is officially done. The promo run will begin. Next up, I got the script. I got other things I'm focusing on that I will be dropping, speaking engagements, the whole nine. I'm keeping the momentum going. I'm trying to learn and trying to keep growing. Hey, office elections are coming up too. Some more event from Bmbc, the whole nine. Enjoy your week. Live on Sundays will continue to go. Live on TikToks, videos, all the social media platforms. Make sure you follow me. Let me know why I sent you. I'll follow you back. Bye. Promise you. Show love. Be safe. Have fun. And when you go out this week, stay dangerous, fellas. Stay dangerous, ladies. And remember, social media ain't real life. Live it in real time. Allow your moments, your memories, your actions to speak louder. It's your boy, King Crowder. Checking out for another edition of Live, baby. Comment, like, and subscribe to the channel. I hope you learned something. I hope this information was helpful to you. Until next time, enjoy yourself. Call, check your family. Father's Day coming up. Give your daddy a gift. Got Mine's float therapy is on the way. Beyond excited for it. Enjoy yourself. Peace.